Guess who?
Yamas.
Kalimera.
I'm Jillian Lawton.
And this is 10-Minute Travel Tips. Today, I'm coming to you from Greece.
And in this 3-part special edition of 10-Minute Travel Tips,
I'm going to give you some tips for when you plan your Greece vacation.
We've just finished immersing ourselves in the history of Athens. Now in part 2, we're going to relax a little bit in the most beautiful place on earth, Santorini.
Decide if you want to take a ferry or flight. The ferry ride is a little cheaper but can take between 5 and 8 hours. So for a little extra money, we got a flight that took less than an hour. There are 2 main hotspots that you'll want to spend some time in. Thira, Santorini's capital, and Ia, land of the blue domes. I found Emporio to be the perfect place to stay. Being right in the middle, we were about a 20-minute walk to Ferry and 20-minute drive to Ia. We were also separate from the cruise ship ports and excessive tourists, and we were able to get a room with a view of the caldera for a fraction of the cost. My hotel choice? Aqua Luxury Suites. Pull up to an unassuming building and enter to a staff that can't do enough to make sure you have the best time possible in Santorini. Once they escort you out the back door to find your room, prepare yourself for possibly the most incredible views in the world. Because it's difficult to purchase large clusters of real estate in this area, hotel rooms are often spread apart. Our room, known as the Lovebird Suite, was its own little hut. While the inside was cozy, we had 2 balconies, one for lounging and one for breakfast, which is free and delivered to your room every morning. We also lucked out with sunset views. Enjoy more views and delicious food at Aqua Luxury Suites restaurant. Tips when booking a room. As I said in the first video, book through hotels.com to get the best rates. Get a room facing the caldera. The caldera is that semicircle shape created from the volcanic eruption. Try your best to get a balcony and, if possible, a small pool. Not to be confused with Thira, which was the original name for Santorini, yet is still used sometimes in different forms, like this unhelpful sign. Thira is the capital of Santorini. A beautiful labyrinth of shops and restaurants. Give yourself at least a day to experience all it has to offer. Tip: because cruise ships dock here, it's pretty busy between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Have a late start to your day and enjoy the sunset and nightlife. Like Athens, street food did outdo the restaurant food. Yogi's Gyros ended up being my favorite place to eat. However, if you want a bit of ambiance, the best and most popular restaurant seems to be Argo. Go there earlier in the day to make a reservation. Take whatever they give you because they'll upgrade you to better seating if it becomes available. We ended up with a lovely sunset view. Ia Santorini, famous for its blue domes and white walls. It's the most photographed city in the world and an Instagrammer's paradise. Ia looks like it was created by an interior designer. Even the gift shops adhere to the color scheme. However, while I'm not one who minds crowds, Ia took it to another level. Avoid July and August as it tends to be peak tourist season. May, June, and September are your best bet. Anyway, we ended up leaving pretty quickly, after snapping a few photos, of course, and coming back at night. It was still magical and practically empty. We enjoyed a wonderful waterfront dinner at Sunset Taverna and took in the night views. While Santorini isn't known for its beaches, they're still pretty stunning. Located in the southeast of Santorini, Kumari is a beach town featuring a lengthy stretch of bars and restaurants. If you don't want to stay near the caldera on your trip, this is a very fun community with a lot of hotels and more of a laid-back vibe. Kumari Beach has black sand and offers incredible views of the mountain Mezza Vuno, which we'll visit momentarily. On the other side of the mountain, you'll find two more popular black sand beaches, Parissa and Perivolos. If you want to see some ancient ruins in Santorini or some really amazing views outside of the caldera, visit Mezza Vuno. While you can walk up the mountain, why do that to yourself? A cautious drive will just take you 15 minutes. At the top, you'll have beautiful views of the Aegean Sea, and you can check out ancient Thira. Ancient Thira was settled around the 8th century BC and became a very vibrant, built-up city during its peak, with public buildings, markets, baths, religious centers, private residences, and even a sewage system. You can still see the remains of the roads and buildings and get a sense for what a bustling community this once was. Emporio is the largest village in Santorini, but you'd never know it because it's extremely quaint, quiet, and peaceful. Get lost in the narrow streets that are full of charm. Every door is ready to be on the cover of a magazine, and so this is a great place to take some of those artsy photos. Emporio is not overrun with tourists, so you can fully immerse yourself in Santorini life. A must in this town is an afternoon at this sweet little cafe. A charming old couple runs it. I mean, look at this handwritten menu. How are they not the cutest? And of course, the Greek yogurt with honey and nuts is a simple delicacy, and the baklava is outstanding. The sunset cruise was my favorite thing to do in Santorini. There are a bunch of different companies that offer this. We use Spiridako sailing cruises and we're so pleased. The company picks you up at your hotel, brings you down to the Vlihada Marina in the southern part of Santorini, where you get onto the catamaran with a handful of other people. For a semi-private cruise, it seems these companies book up to 16 people. On board, the super fun staff serves you unlimited drinks and takes you past the red and white sand beaches, the lighthouse in the caldera, and several places to swim and snorkel, including a hot spring. Tip: don't wear a white bathing suit in the hot spring because the sulfate will turn it orange or brown. This 5-hour cruise also includes an awesome dinner the staff makes fresh on board and some of the most picturesque views you will ever see. Also, is there a better way to view a perfect sunset? Santorini has a winery and a brewery if you'd like to do a quick tasting on your trip. A photo safari is when you hire a photographer for the day, which I thought was silly, but after 3 days of telling my husband nonstop to take my picture, I understood why this is a thing here. Even babies are dressed to the nines, ready for their close-ups. The famous donkey rides are starting to be discouraged, as it's a pretty rough life for a donkey. Enjoy the cable car in Ferry for the same views and better smell. The most inexpensive way to get around Santorini is by bus. The main bus station is in Thira, and these buses travel to most parts of the island. However, keep in mind they don't run all night, and cabs in Santorini are really overpriced, and prices double between midnight and 5 a.m. A fun way to travel, if you want a bit of freedom for the day, is by ATV. I was scared at first, but this was actually really fun. They're €50 for the day, and you can fit 2 people on them. You can get around the entire island on one of these, even go up Mount Mezza Vuno, and stop in some random caves on the side of the road. Santorini is the most romantic, breathtaking place I've ever been. Within the first hour of arriving, my thought was, when can I come back? Pictures will never do this place justice. You'll just have to come here for yourself. I'm Julian Lawton. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time on 10-Minute Travel Tips.